It's been a week where India have outskilled the England side.
Yeah.
They've batted with great discipline and skill. They've bowled with a huge amount of pace at times, and also they've got the ball moving around. And in Akash Deep, he's had a week to remember. To get 10 wickets at this venue, the first Indian Test match team to win here. Shubman Gill with his first victory as captain. It's a special week for the Indian team.
We'll get to the bowling first. I think the difference, Michael, and I'm saying this because you brought up the bowling early on, is that India's bowlers have been used to bowling on flat decks. And that's the point that both Akash Deep and Siraj made afterwards. Because we're used to bowling on flat decks, we know what to do. If you're wondering who's at the back, everyone's clearing up at the end of a test match. If you're used to bowling on flat decks, you know what to do when it's a little less responsive. And I think that was the difference in the bowling between these two. But he's come across as a fantastic prospect.
Yeah, but you say flat decks. At times, obviously, this has been really flat this week when the balls get a little bit softer and older here in the UK now. It's a good time to bat, but it was the seam movement with the new ball. You know,
Yes.
every time India had a new ball in their hand, you felt this week that they were just getting a little bit more. And it wasn't just the movement, it was doing it quicker. Some of the balls that Akash Deep has produced today, the one last night that got rid of Joe Root is a Jaffa, you can't. And the one that got rid of Harry Brook, who's in great form, it jagged back a good yard and a half from wide outside the off stump. And when you're bowling Jaffas, balls that you can't really do much about, you know that you've got a bowler in your ranks as a captain that you can throw the ball to and you can make things happen. And that's been the difference. The bowling from an England point of view, they looked a bit tired, look a bit jaded, a bit over the top in terms of their actions, and it wasn't getting the bounce that they would have expected. You know, I'm intrigued to see where this series goes from here because Bumrah back into this side with Siraj and Akash Deep. Oh, it's a trio that will be very difficult to face.
He said after the game that for a couple of overs, he didn't know what to bowl when Harry Brook was batting. And he said, okay, let me try something else. And the ball that he bowled to Root, he just said, sometimes when you go wide of the wicket, you can get the ball to leave the batter. He said, I thought I'll try that and see. But I thought he said something very, very moving at the end. He said his sister's been diagnosed with cancer and he was constantly thinking about her. And he said, every time I had the ball in my hand, I was trying to say, can I bring a smile to her face? He turned to camera and said, Didi, this is for you. So it just brings out the fact that players, when they get onto the field, carry a lot of baggage, a lot of emotions with them. And I thought it was very, very special for Akash Deep, a young kid from Sasaram in Bihar. You normally talk about players coming in from the big catchment areas, but more and more over the last 10 or 15 years in Indian cricket, they're coming from everywhere. And I thought the partnership between him and Siraj was just fantastic.